Great.
All right, and then on the next slide, you'll see, as Frank DeLeo had alluded to, we want to paint the entire third floor. We're making use of a lot of the Justice Department grant because...
Now, can we do something on the first floor? As I came in this evening, and as we go on to Rye 350, I'd like to see, some paintings on the walls,
sure.
some historical... I really want to renovate that. When you come in...
We should have some.
We should have something that says,
Right. Even some of the old pictures.
We will have you some aha ideas for the December meeting.
Thank you.
Okay?
Some of them have women's touch.
Yeah, and woman's touch.
Okay.
I meant to say that.
Well, yes, I will be the first to admit I am colorblind, so my color choices sometimes are a bit suspect.
Black and white.
Build a new server room on the second floor. This we see as a critical item. They go hand in hand with upgrading the phone and data systems and wiring. We have now had a year and a half or 18 months experience here. We know that this system is old, weak, and needs to be worked on. I have here auction all excess town-owned properties. This was, frankly, as a result of the NREM. Our feeling is we will take over some properties. Couple that with the properties that we already own, various little strips and things that we really can't do much with, and see if we can't monetize them.
That's another very important function. Now, when you say auction, we haven't made the decision to auction them.
That's correct. These are
goals. Where do you stand with our RFP on that?
I have an RFP. I think I circulated the RFP. I'm waiting for feedback on that.
Okay.
I know that we did get some feedback from Attorney Noto.
Is it ready to go, Attorney Noto?
I thought it was fine, yeah. Yes.
Okay, let's get that out then.
Okay.
And that was not... have until tomorrow. Would you just recirculate it? Whatever comments people have. Well, I don't remember getting it. So if you could recirculate, Mr. Noanek, why don't you just recirculate it?
Sure.
And we'll give board members until Thursday evening to generate comments and look with a view towards getting it on Friday.
Sure. And my last goal, I think, is the one I'm most excited about and what brought me to the town to begin with, and that is we're going to continue to try and get town taxes down to zero.
Well, I think there's word in the committee that you're now known as Dr. Zero.
I'll accept the moniker.
There you go. Thank you very much, Mr. Watnick. I think that's it. I think, Highway did, I don't know if the Highway doesn't have a separate budget. The Highway doesn't have a separate budget. Did you want to say anything, Mr. Nardi, or just wait for you? Did you want to say anything?
Well, I have a report for later.
Beautiful. Oh, for later on. Okay. Good. Wonderful. Oh, great. Okay. Well, look, it took a little bit of time, probably more time than some of us would have liked. But I think it's important for the people at home to get an understanding of what it is we do at the town of Rye. And I think, you have a lot. One thing you can take comfort in looking on from home is you have a number of dedicated public servants. I mean, Mr. Mecca, bless you. Mr. Mecca, town clerk Vespia, Mr. DeLeo, Ann Capizzi, $40,000 in grants she secured for us this year. She secured those for you. Mr. Nardi, the finance board, clearly Mr. Nowotnik, Mr. Noto, they're just working very hard, and I wanted you to get a sense of what they're doing for you. So what we're going to try and do is get through the rest of the agenda in a relatively quick time. First thing is we're going to open up for questions from the public. Any questions from the public? Please. Are we going back? We've gone back to the freezing amount. I've been from the frozen tundra to the tropics tonight. Oh, by the way, sorry, and I'd like to thank John Goodwin. John Goodwin, as you know, is our new hire for putting together that presentation on very, very short notice and working with our department heads to pull that together. Thanks very much.
Mr. Supervisor, members of the board, my name is Dick Hubert from 53 Doral Greens Drive in Rybrook. I just wanted to make a brief comment about this fine presentation tonight, and I learned something which I think is important for the committee that's going to discuss the reorganization of the town and even the county. If I'm correct, the town court works with 4 different police agencies. There's a little strip according to Ms. Capisci, that I didn't even know about, that is administered by the State University Police Department. There's the Rybrook Police Department. There's the Westchester County Police Department. And there's the state. 4 different police departments bringing in revenue of one kind or another. And there's one that's significantly missing, which is the village of Portchester, which has its own courts. And Mr. Supervisor and members of the board, I would suggest that as you look at reorganizing not just the town through your committee, but as you have communications with members of the new administration at the county level, you ask some very tough questions about overlapping jurisdictions and the proliferation of agencies, and nothing could be more exemplary, more of an example of the confusion and the number of outfits that are doing their jobs as 4 police departments collecting tickets for our little town. It's nuts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hubert. In fact, you're absolutely right. New York State government is nuts. 10,000. It is. It's just, it's 10,521 governmental entities in New York State. Westchester County, I think, is 500. 400, 500. And it's not just nuts. Unfortunately, it's sad because it's unsustainable. There was a report that came out in October. New York State has the highest exodus rate of people in the nation. People are desperate to get out. We lost 1.5 million citizens, 8% of our population between 2000 and 2009. We're in desperate straits. California is giving out IOUs, and New York State's not very far behind. And unless we fundamentally change the way we govern ourselves, no one except for the super rich are going to be able to continue to afford to live here. And I do want to take this opportunity to make a pitch for our 2012 committee that's been set up to fundamentally change the tax dynamic. I want to thank Deputy Supervisor Villanova and Town Councilman Neoris. Every third Monday, and we need to make sure these are all noticed if we can, but every third Monday of every month, so the night before this meeting, we're having the 2012 committee meetings here in the town, in the conference room. And we've had 2 meetings now, and I think I'm very, very encouraged by the results of those meetings. I don't know if anyone of you guys want to talk briefly about it, but I'm just very encouraged. The quality of discussion. I know I've learned, eons in just 2 meetings. I don't know.
Well, Mr. Supervisor, the one thing that was very apparent during the meetings is that there's no one specific focus for the committee, and ultimately we're taking everything fresh, and whichever way the dollar shows us to be the most economical and the most affordable for the taxpayer is what the report, if there is a report at the end, will show. So it has nothing to do with politics or with any preconceived ideals or ideas of what municipality is better than the next. It's all going to come down to what's going to be the best for the resident and best for the taxpayer.
Great. Well, listen, so I said we're going to try and get through the agenda. Any other comments from the public? Please. Just state your name and address for the record, please.
I'm Eleanor Herman, representing Friends of Crawford Park. Laura Klein, our president, couldn't be here this evening, so I'm in her place. And Bishop invited us to suggest things in your effort to form a budget for Crawford Park. And so I'd like to give out the little bit of list that we have and try to make it short.